Next, may we invite Comrade Desmond Choo to give the next address. Comrade Desmond is currently the Deputy Director of Youth Development Unit in NTUC and Executive Secretary of Union of Security Employees. He has been appointed as Second Advisor of Hougang SMC since 2nd February 2011. He will be sharing with you on his experiences in Hougang in both English and Mandarin. Comrade Desmond, please.
Party Chairman, Secretary General, members of the Central Executive Committee, my comrades, good morning. It is indeed my honor today to share with you my experiences in Hougang. Because since I went to Hougang, nobody remembers my name anymore. The first thing they ask is, how is Hougang? So it is just apt for me to share with you what went through. Now, since accepting the challenge to serve in Hougang, I've kept a list of most asked questions. Because some of the party veterans have told me, you should stand by some ready questions and ready answers. There are two that top the list. The first, what are you going to do to win in Hougang? Or how are you going to 扭转乾坤 or 旗开得胜? The second, why do you join PAP? Of course, there's another popular question is when is GE? But I don't think I can answer that. There's one obvious person who can do so today. So you may want to pose a question to him. Now let me respond to the first most asked question. I always thought that the question on winning was oddly put because it puts the campaign before the interest of the residents. I believe that the priority is about serving and learning first. Our party has come a long way, and Singapore's achievements is a testament of its effectiveness and strength. We are still learning, but I believe that the answer to the first question of what are we going to do in Hougang lies in the very values and attributes that our party is founded upon. The party has 4 core values, in case you have forgotten, and 7 attributes. Now, 4 of which have particularly guided our service to Hougang residents: to be compassionate, reliable, resilient, and far-sighted. Let me take you through them. Now, as a new candidate, I was always eager to hit the ground running. I wanted to get a good feel of the issues and solve them. But I was somewhat worried because my grassroots leaders started telling me, before you go for block visits, don't stand so close to the gate. I said, why? In case they send the law on you. So I said, fine. Okay, the ground is a bit hostile, but you'll be all right. Say people will ignore you. You go to a coffee shop, they'll walk away. So I'm like, fine, I better be ready. So I said, okay, maybe beginner's luck. It's not so bad. So I took up the challenge. I went to the coffee shop, but the visit to the ground wasn't rosy. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't rosy. So I went to this particular coffee shop. There was a bunch of aunties. And they asked me, do you speak Teochew? I said, well, of course I do. Then they said, fine, why don't you sing us a song in Teochew? I was like, my God, okay, never mind. Can you follow a proverb? Proverb, maybe try lah. Huh? So they said, Ti ting no jia go. I'm like, up in the sky got 2 geese. But what's after that? I've got no idea. So I told them, I'm hopeless with singing. So they said, can you teach me? They laughed and agreed. Then one Amma told me, Hao Sai Kia, or young man, it is okay if your Teochew is not fluent or that you're inexperienced. It is more important that you can listen and understand us from your heart. Now, Amma's words struck me deeply. Indeed, my knowledge of Teochew can start a conversation, but it would be my empathy and compassion that will allow people to entrust me with their issues. Now, we need to listen broadly and deeply. We started a coffee session with vices so that anyone can see me about anything. I adopted a slower pace during my block visits. I can see the impatience of my grassroots leaders. They're like, Desmond, can you hurry up? But no, I told them I value the quality of engagement. I remember spending more than 20 minutes once talking to a resident who only shared with me his cancer problems after we built a certain rapport. This told me something, that a touch-and-go approach would not have yielded the same results. Now, having compassion is one thing. You need to be reliable as well. We must match our compassion with action. We say what we will do, and we do what we say. Now, after 2 weeks of gathering feedback from elderly residents on rising living and medical costs, we put in place a healthcare subsidy scheme. and set up a subsidized mobile TCM clinic with the support of Mr. Yeo Guat Guang in collaboration with the Singapore Buddhist Lodge within a month. Residents then gave me more feedback and said, now how about helping low-income families with transport costs? So we said, let's not wait. We raised our own funds from private donors and started a transport subsidy schemes for needy students, again within a month. It heartens me when residents came to tell me that they appreciate that we did not just listen, but we do things quickly. This is our party's hallmark. We earn the trust of our people through our ability to deliver. Now, not all is plain sailing. Of course, you make it seem like everything is okay. It's not. I remember one particularly rough time during my block visits. No block visits in Hougang is ever easy. It's tough. So I went there. I met with a lot of lukewarm responses. Some thought I was a salesman. Others told me they were plainly Workers' Party supporters, and they told me to go away. One uncle saw me, and he said, bye-bye, I got to go. And he made a hurried retreat. So door after door, I met with no responses or with more lukewarm ones. I thought the tide had turned when one door opened. But then again, I saw the same uncle who hurried away from me. I'm like, jialat lah. What is going to happen now? But his wife was okay, I think because I struck a rapport quite well with the ladies. So he said, why not you come in? So I said, all right, okay, I thank me for visiting. But then the uncle said, auntie, do you know you have made life very difficult? I'm like, jalat already. Now I go inside, so I have to pretend to be Mr. Ma Bao Tan. I got to pretend to be Mr. Raymond Lim and talk about all transport issues, housing issues, Mr. Gan Kim Yong on foreign worker levies. I'm in trouble. But I was a good soldier. I dug in, and I'm ready to engage. And then he said, auntie, do you know I'm a Workers' Party supporter? He said, yes, but you have made it now very difficult for me to vote against you and vote automatically for Workers' Party. To me, that is progress. He told me that he could see that we have been working hard to bring changes to Hougang. And he told me he did not benefit even 1 ounce from the schemes I put into Hougang. But he could see changes and progress in his community. Now, his words gave us the will to continue the good fight. We must last through the tough times to be there for our people. The next thing that a lot of people have forgotten is that we need to be far-sighted. What does it mean? It is not merely enough to be a voice for the people and say, you got problems, I speak up for you. Or help them with only the most immediate problems. We must help them to see ahead and guide them in the best way forward. There are issues in Hougang today, we have to admit. Some of them need immediate attention to mitigate against future problems. For example, Hougang has many elderly residents. And we must go beyond just barrier-free access. We must create an aged-friendly environment of physical implements, wellness programs, and active aging activities. A strong volunteer community comprising of young Hougang residents is needed to build community resilience. Our shops are seeing less business over time. We need to put in place now to rejuvenate our town before it gets too late. Helping the lower income families must go beyond financial assistance. We need to help these families get better jobs, facilitate upgrading facilities for the adults, and ensure good education for their children. We seek not to be repairmen, just patching holes, but we are builders of our people's lives. Now, as new candidates, we can make bold plans and suggest new ideas because we are unencumbered by history or legacy. But this job is not about coming up with something different, but making a positive difference to people's lives. The unwavering spirit of my comrades in Hougang, serving the community after 4 or 5 campaigns, the values and attributes of which this party is founded upon, and the effectiveness of this party in driving change to better the lives of Singaporeans are the reasons why I joined the PAP. We joined the PAP today because it empowers us in the service of our nation and the advancement of the well-being of our people. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Desmond.